Good morning, everybody. Good morning, world. Uh, the goats are out here hollering at me, and the chickens are being noisy. Um, I was just sitting here this morning and thinking about what I'd like to say, uh, or what's on my heart anyway. What's been on my heart lately. You know, it's real easy in the present situation of at least our country, and I'm sure men and women are the same all over the world. Governments are the same. It's people are the same. You know, we've got different ebbs and flows of what's going on, in individual countries right now. But, there's nothing new under the sun. There's times and seasons. Empires and governments come and go, and they always have, and they always will. Um, and I've thought so much about the absolute perfection of the timing God chose to reveal his son in Israel. You know, Israel was under tyrannical rule at the time. The Romans had very much oppressed them, and um, their number one goal was money. The taxation of the people. As long as y'all kept it cool, don't cause us no trouble, you can kind of do what you want. Just pay your taxes on time. You know, it's that way everywhere, isn't it? You know, and I come to, the phrase hit me this morning that Jesus came to show us the way for us to become as he is so we could go where he went. And I'll say that again. Jesus came to show us the way to become as he is so we could go where he went. Now, I jokingly, have said several times, one of the campaign slogans for Donald Trump here in America was, make America great again. So, I always jokingly say, Jesus didn't come to make Israel great again. He didn't come to restore, a system or a government, but he came to establish his Father's kingdom here on earth. And I think the timing that he came, that the Lord purposed for him to come, was a timing that was perfect for exposing our hearts. You know, we all fall into wanting to have the right leaders or the right this or the right that. If we vote this person in or have this person as, our leaders, everything will be good. But man, the Lord's way for Israel, for his people to be great was, man, it was such a trusting way they had to do, and none of us want to do it. It was by the people of God had to obey the commandments of God as given in the Old Covenant, which, we really see that the law, if you turn it inside out, it was God revealing who he was. He's not a murderer. He's not a liar. He doesn't covet what you have. You know, I just see the law as God revealing himself, the perfection of who he was, in hopes that a people would want to be like him. But instead, the people of Israel, they wanted a king like those around them, and they refused God's way of living holy, righteous, separated lives. And he says if they would do this, he would give them rest from their enemies. They wouldn't have to fight. They wouldn't have to do things the way they did it. And it didn't work. Matter of fact, God was very, very patient, and eventually the greatest act of mercy seems, awful. He would send people in to oppress them, to conquer them, mow through the land. It's absolutely awful, but it was a last act of mercy. I see that, as Jesus appeared on the scene, it was when they were very much oppressed, and they were looking for somebody to lead them out of that. And man, Jesus was so many times tried to be led into political arguments or conversations, and he wouldn't go there because he knew that wasn't his purpose for being there. It was for establishing a nation of kingdom and priest on this earth, made up of every tribe and every nation, filling the whole earth with the glory of God. And you know, as the church began to grow, they were comfortable for a little bit. But boy, the Lord started to fan the flames of the oppression that spread them throughout the world, to take the gospel to every nation, every tribe. And I know the Lord's heart for us now is to stay focused on Him, to make disciples, to teach people that Jesus came to reconcile mankind back to Him. All we have to do is have faith in Jesus, to believe on Him, to follow Him. So, you know, I just kind of wanted to realign our focus a little bit. It's real easy for me to start to notice the things that are going on. I know the direction things are going. You know, my Bible even tells me there is a worldwide tyrannical government one day, and I think it's not that far away, that you can see the motions being set in place, that there'll be a mark placed on people to be able to buy and sell. And you know, you're already hearing the talk of forced vaccinations, having to have documentation that you've had it to re-enter into society, you know, to be safe to go to work. You know, that you might have antibodies, that, you know, you won't get sick, you know, so they want to be able to mark everyone. Wouldn't surprise me a bit that, you know, the money being infected with a virus, you know, be a good way to get rid of paper money. You know, there's nations on here right now I'm talking to, and you know, like India, that, you know, y'all have gotten rid of pretty much all of your paper money. So it's something that we can see that's coming, but discerning the times, knowing it, allowing God to position us, and knowing that this is not our home. This, as I said yesterday, is a proving ground. We're passing through here. We have to allow this time on earth to let the Lord shape us to be children of His, to become like Him, to become a people that are just honest, compassionate, merciful, that you look out for the poor, you know, the orphan. Those among you that are just struggling, you know, just pay attention to your surroundings. Let God move on you to become like He is. You know, He's interested in our character first and foremost. So let Him shape that in us. You know, be aware of what's going on around you, but know that your main focus is becoming like Him, to be with Him, to overcome as He overcame. He said, as His Father gave Him to sit on His throne, He will give us to sit on the throne with Him as we overcome. So I love y'all. Y'all have a good Sunday. Be blessed.